This time of the year is one of the craziest moments, especially in the world of football, given that some big leagues are coming to the end. You know, it is a moment where some fans get to that nail-biting moment, and some of them are actually getting to be happy as their teams do well. The English Premier League is actually getting to the wire right now, and joining me is a Liverpool fan whose team is actually at the top of the EPL, and the other one, his team is actually somewhere in the middle of the table. Timurang, good day.
That's right.
All right. So, how did you start supporting Manchester United, and also how did you start supporting Liverpool? Why those teams go EPL?
It now depends. I started watching it when I was actually a very young child, around like 8, 9. But then I only properly got into it around Form 1, Form 2. It's like 13, 14. I think it's the culture for me. It's the way 75,000 fans can. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm the fan of the club. You stay in the middle. We're like, yeah, we're there. This year has been tough, but we'll get there. But anyways, I think it's the culture for me. The culture we share, especially as Manchester United fans, is we have this togetherness. We are united in us. So I feel like I first heard the way they even supported their fans, and I was like, I want to be a part of this. It's something I can actually enjoy.
Wow.
So yeah.
And the Liverpool somewhere at the top.
Right. I started supporting Liverpool when I was a junior, very young, in early 80s. Early 80s, Liverpool ichiri kutambirwa nenyanzvi dzakaita savana Bruce Grover, vana Jude Barnes, vana Ian Rush. It's like motivation. Yangotaurwa necolleague yangu kuti they are united, but isusu Liverpool we say never walk alone.
Never walk alone.
Tinofamba takaita sei, takabatana. So ndo zvinhu zvakandipinza kuda kufarira Liverpool.
Alright. So do you support any other teams, maybe La Liga or even in the EPL?
Yeah, La Liga tinofamba neBarca. But then Barca these days inenge uda kutrenerwei. Saka irikuita chindidzosa kumashure.
Ikuremirwa seManU.
seManU.
So as a Man U fan, do you have any other teams that I'm just saying? Do you have any other teams that you support apart from Manchester United?
Before I even get to answer that question, I just kuremerwa seManU.
Yeah.
Ibhodi yedu yakatoora kubva kutop. So I feel like we have a good coach running in the interim, and now a better coach, Ten Hag. Yeah. So I started kuremerwa zvedu, but kungoora kweboard. But yeah. I don't really support any other team in another league. I support more players, like for example Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr. My other team is actually in the EPL. Well, in the EPL we have our own Zimbabwean player, Marvelous Nakamba, so I have to support Aston Villa. But the coach again, Gerrard, Liverpool, but the way I do.
Okay.
But other than Aston Villa, I think Newcastle United.
So do you support also local football, like taking into consideration the Premier League in Zimbabwe? Which will be your favorite team as a ManU fan?
Well, I actually have a friend of mine who plays for a team called Wawa FC. His name is English Brown. He's a white guy, the only white player in the Zimbabwean league. So I'm going to club league, but because same thing with Aston Villa, if I have a friend who actually plays in the ZPSL, I have to support the team. So yeah, it's Wawa FC.
And use that.
Yeah, in local clubs, Dynamos was under my heart. But then zvichifamba nekufamba kuchisumukawo makoches akaita sana Mapesa vachienda kunana FC Platinum vachimbotorawo maleague. We have to move on. Tichimbopindawo kunana FC Platinum, then vanana Ngezi tine vafana vakabvawo kwatiri vanana Kenny Bulaji kwakapindawo ikoko takambovatera. But kwako kutambira iko zvinozuka hakuchaita kuti muteri kuTeams United because yakangofanana neManU.
So talking of Manchester United, okay, as a Man U fan, with wherever you are right now in the Premier League, can you just share with us some of your memorable moments, maybe you actually performed well, or maybe you actually stood solo?
This is Chris. My moments are mashoma. But I just feel like maybe if you then take a deeper look, maybe the last games our interim coach Ralph Rangnick, whereby you so good the team can actually play a good brand of football in a more of it's got more of passing. So I feel like maybe the first game Ralph Rangnick against Crystal Palace, maybe one of the halves, maybe the first half or second half, doing the best player season, yes, guy. So I feel like I think the games are our new interim coach.
Wow. So, as a Liverpool fan, which moments actually take you away when it comes to this season so far? I'm up to Liverpool.
Yeah, this season, my moments are my games in my city. My Man City, Man U, whose name Man City, we shared the spoils for this season. Then name Man U, we manage kuvanyatso vasota because takaharvesta 9 goals from them. So my moments are in this season.
Okay, so I want to come back to this Manchester United fan. No, you're my favorite, by the way. But okay, what makes you keep kind of glued to Manchester United, regardless of the performance right now? Even the board. What makes you keep on supporting Manchester United of all other teams?
I think there has to be the love and the future plan I see. And but just to come back on that point, 9-0 game here. First of all, guys, Pakatamba second keeper with Dean Anderson.
Yes,
he's a child. Yeah. He came from the academy. I rasa bora with a secondly, Mugatamba defense na Maguire Lindelof. Obviously, so yeah, I just want to clarify on that game. But anyways, I'm coming back to your question. I feel like, I don't know, I think it's the love of the fans, support, the community channels, the YouTube channels. I don't know, it's the sense of even Chitambura, even Chitiri, in a hard time, we can see there's always light at the end of the tunnel, you know, especially with our new appointment of Eric Ten Hag. I accept to Man U.
Okay. So who is the greatest player of all time to Liverpool?
My players at Liverpool, akakwandisa.
Akanditambira
so I think Liverpool Steve Gerrard. Yeah, kwandiri ndinomureta kuti ndiye munhu akanditambira bhora kuLiverpool chaizvo.
And Manchester United.
Before all this, I think I would have to say maybe a Rio Ferdinand or like a Vidic. I'm going to need to go to defense. So I don't want to have my defenders any hasha. But to be honest, I feel like facts even can show Cristiano Ronaldo. But I feel like he has to die as a legend and the best player of Manchester United. The goals he's scoring even up to now at the age of 37, guys. Nepa Akatangira with 3 different positions. I feel like let's give him his praise. So yeah, Ronaldo is for me the greatest player of all time, Manchester United and
wow.
the world.
Okay, and in the world. Yeah. I think so much that they have actually shared their memories of their favorite teams, how they managed supporting Liverpool and Manchester United. We continue chatting with these fans of Africa. Stay tuned. We continue after the break. Welcome back to Fans of Africa, and I'm still chatting with my fans of the week, a Liverpool fan as well as a Manchester United fan, a top and somewhere in the league. So tell me, who is your favorite? Now you've talked about the greatest of all time. Now I want to know the current player. Who would you think would be the best and your favorite right now for Manchester United?
Bruno Fernandes. I feel like in the time Paka we are in the league, even up to now, even though the season has been a bit shaky, but I feel like and the consistency yakati single-handedly lifted us up season yakauya from January to the end of the season. Takatoshika number 3 naye Bruno. So I feel like Bruno deserves to be our best player of now.
Wow. And the Liverpool?
Yeah, Liverpool, we have got the likes of Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, but to my pick, I think Salah is the best.
Oh wow! So talking about Liverpool, I think you were just left with about 2 games. Do you honestly feel like with those 2 games, Sarah, there's a possibility that Manchester City might drop some point, literally handing you over the title to the Premier League?
Yeah, for my games, Sarah, because for today to the Soro.
For now,
yeah, takangosiwa ne 3 goals. Yeah. But ndine hope yekuti shiri iri kutamba nhasi neMan City. inogona kuzongouraya.
Okay.
So tichingori mupoti tingotenderedzana, but Liverpool inokwanisa kutora.
So now talking of the UEFA Champions League, the final, do you honestly feel like Real Madrid might not do well compared to Liverpool? How would you say that?
Because Liverpool might be, when it comes to my finals, like Real Madrid, matambira yakaita paMan City. Tatuwa nemaplans nayo. So yekuti tinotora.
I like the confidence.
Yeah, tinotora.
So talking of you with Murugutora, I want to ask you, what is your prediction score? on the final?
Yeah, I think my prediction dzinenge dzakamira dzakadai, we are going to win by 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Is that face for me? Okay, that is a possible. Why?
Salah,
Uh-huh.
one for Mane. Tozongoti ipapa vanana Van Dijk umisoro makona aya tapedza basa.
Okay. Okay. Hold on to that. So coming back to you, my Manchester United fan. So talking because Man U has not been performing well in this league. You actually had some emotional moments. So what? How does that make you feel as a fan with the current performance of the Manchester United?
My apologies kana ndatangendera nakecha iclub yedu ka kuti sizechitanga kava vanenge vachitikwadza chipfuva vanenge vachitakubaya saka I'm sorry, but anyways back to your question, you're saying how am I feeling?
Yes, how do you feel as a fan with the current performance of Manchester?
Well, I feel like prior to 2 weeks ago, when we actually heard of the appointment, Eric Ten Hag. Sorry, the reason why I'm even reiterating the appointment is because he's such a good coach. He's like a replica of Pep. Pep but he had an Ajax system which was way better than some EPL systems that I did. So if you had asked me this question prior to 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, man, I can't go to swords. But because of now we know what even director of football and Tana new coach, we have a new technical director. Rangnick Anenga, our advisor. I feel like we can actually build a team that can actually win the league next year.
There's a possibility of next year. So talking of the management and also talking of the players, who do you honestly feel like this player is to be kind of offloaded of the team of Manchester United as a fan?
Well, Chris, there's actually a funny video I actually watched a few weeks ago of this fan, a local fan actually, who was watching a local game. And this maybe a tamba, but he was so emotional and so angry. He was telling all the players when the panze. And my team, in that same fan, in that same emotion, Maguire got a panze. Rashford got a panze. Lindelof got a panze. Telles got a panze. Team here, McTominay, Fred, you know what? Man U it's been poisoned from the beginning to the end, from the defense to the striking. But the two players are gonna bother Man U. They don't know not here. I'm wasting your thing.
Okay, so if you are kind of offloading the war bus, Tassara two my players, what do you think should be done to actually make Manchester United a better club as a fan?
As a fan, yeah, obviously with my limited knowledge, because I'm starting it was the other I club, but my limited knowledge, even from playing FIFA, and I feel like first things first, right? It's good, it's commendable. Munotanga, my director of football, you tanga kumsoro, it's a director of football, I don't gonna, technical director, I don't gonna, recruitment here, you can't be hiring an Akavani, I don't pay them season. You see, Anna Spencer, Nottingham Forest, or our own academy youth like Anna Ghana, Nottingham Forest, I'm not gonna border. Let's incorporate the youth. So I feel like building a team that's not for now, but to win the league in the next 2 to 3 years is what I feel like the club should do and what they're trying to do.
But with the new current appointment of Eric Ten Hag, do you honestly feel like you mentioned next year there is a possibility? Next year, but now. So do you think he was supposed to come kind of early, or do you think he's a good coach maybe, or he's mediocre?
Thank you for that question. Actually, I was very emotional about that question. Solskjaer, our previous manager before even this interim, Agaroa 4-0 in Watford. Agaroa ne seat. Agaroa ne shiri. Saga, I feel like as a club, as an owner, like for example Chelsea, Abramovich before Adzingwa, as an owner you need to support your club. Club Agaroa ne shiri dakawanda. You not zinga manager ipapo. Our club took 2 or 3 games. Because rowa. Could is appoint an interim, not a new coach interim. Spurs yaka hire new coach this season by Pekatanga, Antika Santos. Espirito Santos. Avaenda 3 months in, they hired him a coach. We take 7 months with the biggest club in the world, and hands down with the biggest club in the world, and we take a whole season to appoint one coach. I should make it sense. So yeah, I feel like
Thanks so much for sharing those ones. I hope you're not gonna wait the next time. We continue in the next segment as we close this kind of issue in Manchester United in Liverpool, getting to know what else do they think of the EPL and what hopes do they have as the fans. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Fans of Africa, and right about now we're getting to discuss the issue of World Cup. We all know that it is being hosted in Qatar in November this year. But as EPL fans, their teams will be also playing in the World Cup. No, I want to know.
England, yo.
Okay.
Chingobuditswa zvayo asi tinongoramba takabatirira sevakomana vamwangwa.
Okay, so which one will you be actually supporting for World Cup?
I think that's the only time where a Liverpool fan, the Man U fan can
Okay, I can unite.
Okay, I think England do. I want do.
You are also supporting England.
Yes, I England doing to the World Cup.
Okay, so as a Liverpool fan, you actually you have to mention the issue of Salah and Mane. One of them is actually going to the World Cup, and the other one is kind of, how does that make you feel as someone who will be supporting England as a Liverpool fan as well?
Vakomana ava zvavakaita ipapapo vakaburitsana. Vakomana vaifana kuenda vese, but anyway, Senegal ndo yakawana mukana wekuita sei wekuenda, saka Mane ndiyo ane chingomhanya naye tiri kuno kuAfrica as a player footage yeLiverpool.
Something that is interesting here. Sevane Africa. But why is it that African people makuenda kuchana? I thought maybe you're going to Togo, Senegal, some other countries. Why not African countries?
Zvinonetsa logistics dzedu kuAfrica. Tinozoda kupinda kuti tichiti bhora rakadai kuronga kuAfrica kunotinetsa, but my players edu they are performing very well.
So now, talking of you supporting England to World Cup, Tombo Paimukana kugadzira fantasy your World Cup, which one would you say has to be your best A team or winning in and could it make sense?
First of all, the same even Man U, Mutanga is a coach for England. Southgate, Bisa coach anoziya bora. First of all, who plays attacking football? Southgate, England, we have more attacking players. The reason why I actually support England is because there's some players I'll admit, Liverpool, Man City, why I actually feel like I want to know that, for example, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Phil Foden. So now supporting England, you get to see their true class and quality, and you actually get to believe them and follow them. Whereas because they're also like below the age of 24 obviously. So I feel like, if I can say it real quick, because the team of 11, Pagade, we can have Pickford, left back, right back, we can have Walker because of his pace. The two CBs, Maguire and Jimodo Club Kwango, but England kwake anomboyedza. But then personally, I would put maybe Mings and someone else who's a bit more, who's faster. Maybe to Fikayo Tomori, age ball, but yeah, maybe Nenga pace. Left back, personally, I would put Luke Shaw, but maybe Reece James. Chelsea is performing. Mid, obviously, we need a CDM, Declan Rice. I don't want to say 150 million, but in the midfield, I don't want to defend a border. And then maybe the two CMs, I'd put maybe Mount and Grealish. If I'm not Grealish, I don't go left to wing, but for me personally, even Paida Kuyaku Man U, I'd put him as a CAM. So I feel like the two CMs would be Mount and Grealish. Now, because England, Zara, it's Man City, Liverpool. Yes, to the left side, I would put Jadon Sancho. Or right side, depending. If it was last year, I would put Rashford, but this year I also go on as Pansy. So this year, I don't know. But basically, in general, my front three has to be direct and has to have pace. So I don't care with manager, but put the front three in a pace, in a direction.
Yo Chitima, World Cup. It's more of the same thing. So it actually brings me to this question. But when it comes to the issue of World Cup now, your team, his team, in how do you make it work as fans? But now at the World Cup where you're supposed to be like one family. Now you're England fans. Okay, so when it comes to World Cup, which team do you honestly feel like you're not going to play the sports? You're not going to at this time?
Well, I would be a very big hypocrite, or I don't know, I'll be very ashamed of myself if I don't say my own team.
England.
But no, there's always a but in everything.
Yes, there's always a but.
But
yes.
For a team like Brazil, it's hard for them to get knocked out because every single 6 months, Brazil has got like 5 different star players. Saka, awakwanise saka Brazil every World Cup ndongoziya ukuthi they're going to be big contenders. But for me, England is not right.
Because you're a fan.
Andikamborambi baba kana kuramba mwana nekutsauma tambudzi England inotora.
So I actually have this question for, there is a list of African countries. Where do you think African countries are not doing well when it comes to the issue of getting to qualify for the World Cup? Or maybe my player out or my players out?
Well, if it's to me, I think my colleague Ambo Staura, logistics yokuno ku Africa, we can't go too deep, but logistics there is, I'll give an example. In England, you see more than 18 years, out there is a call up. In Zimbabwe, we don't come a billiard. And not really disrespect to come a billiard, he's a very good player. But then, even Ian was the club, the Chiefs, you can't have a player and Tamba one for left wing for 10 years when you know the world of football is changing. By my left wing, my attackers, Kajinji, I know Diki. And I come a Vinga, whichever player from Real Madrid, and Tamba CDM, a position that traditionally is for a more mature, strong person. He's below 22, 23, and he's playing a CDM for Real Madrid. Pagaroa, Man City, India, at this age. So I feel like as a collective, we cannot recruit our youths. Should impact. Nepotism, So yeah, I feel like the moment we change that, no pizza.
Well, so you mentioned the issue of Brazil, maybe depends Israel, but he's supporting England. So as an England fan, where do you think you're supposed to kind of twist or turn England with Mokwanso Kupefumajana World Cup?
Administration yakarongwa zvakanaka kubva kumusoro. I think zvinhu zvese zvinoita zvinofamba zvakaita zvakanaka. Then players are too energetic kumhanya papace apo zvataurwa neimwe wangu kumazino. Yeah, tinopedza masports.
Wow. So come back to you. I would want to know from you, can you give me your prediction in the semi-final? Quarter-final, yeah, getting there. And then which two countries, of course, will you definitely bet on, apart from you being an England fan?
Okay, wow. Quarter-final, you mean like the predictions of the teams?
Yes, correct.
Yay! But yeah, just to confirm, quarter-final has got 8 teams collectively, right? Yes. And then semi-finals got 4 of them. Okay, that makes sense. So I think 8.
Yeah, no, not necessarily 8, but just some of the teams.
Some of the teams. So that's easy. I think maybe top 5. Maybe top 5 young, obviously England, Victoria, and then Brazil. I think Belgium. I think Germany. Italy, what is only their team right now? I think so is but Italy obviously they won the Euros, so obviously they have to be big contenders. Like win Euros, so Italy, then yeah. For now, I think 5 from England, Brazil, Germany, Belgium, and Italy. Obviously, number 6 Africa, Senegal, but I don't know what's
And which would be your teams that opened the semi-final?
My semi-finals, I think Brazil, England, Belgium, Spain.
And I asked you how you predict your UEFA thing. How would you predict the World Cup? Since mafungira out England, pinda. But I think but I don't know. Maybe you correct me. But not with England, was direct. But what's your prediction? Maybe on final World Cup final.
I just but anyways, I feel like the best, I would love for the final to be England versus Brazil. But yeah, I feel like to be realistic, I feel like a team like Brazil probably, but not a big scoreline, because I feel like we should go final. You have to be a wider team, so maybe the most one, maybe the team that wins will win by 1 or 2 goals, not more than that.
And your final prediction?
Between England and Spain, and the scoreline will be like 1-0.
1-0, just like that. Okay, no, thank you so much. Of course, England. Thank you so much, team Liverpool and Manchester United. I hope the EPL will actually end well. There you have it. The unpredictability of football makes it an interesting sport in all other sports. Thanks so much for watching Fans of Africa, where we celebrate sports by giving fans a voice. My name is Christian Kuramba. Till we meet again next time, be kind to one another. I'm out.